moments to yourself and go, right, okay, it's a new race, let's go. If the setups didn't work, then you've got time to change a few things and stuff, which is always handy. You can make last minute changes to wing or tyre pressures and all that sort of jazz. You can go and grab yourself a drink, which is really important in this heat, which I really need to do. So I'm just going to duck out really quickly and go and make myself a cold drink because I am dying.
There you go. So Rob goes for a drink. We're just looking at this warm-up session now, and as we said before, first race, we can certainly expect to see more of a set. We'll quickly speak to Yoni, I think, when we got a few minutes to see what he thought of the first race. I don't know if you can hear me, Yoni, but what did you think of that first heat today? Yeah, action all over the track. What anything in particular stand out for you in that one?
The Glenn McGee, Dave Geelig 2 wide through turns, last corner 1, 2, 3, 4. That was brilliant. Especially after seeing the turn 1 wreck or turn 1 collision a few laps earlier, that they showed it how it should be done. And outside of that, also there was the Hagner, Tapani, Journey, Aloma, the quartet who also did quite a good battle for quite a long period, passed each other like 2 times 2 wide in the back stretches, all that stuff. Brilliant stuff.
Yeah, there's a few less cars than before, but I think the fact they're all so close together means you don't really miss the fact that there is less cars, because the ones we've got are so close together and they're producing great racing.
Yeah, obviously summer is taking its toll, and it's obviously outside of Finland as well that people just prioritize warm weathers on top of or in front of sim racing. But yeah, like we saw, it didn't take all the top runners of the cup so far are attending, maybe outside of Hildebrand, etc. But yeah, looking forward to the heat too. After seeing that last one, hope that the first half a lap will be clean one, so there won't be any pointless wrecks or anything.
Are there any sponsors for the PolarGT that you want to give a quick shout out to?
Yeah, ETV Live naturally doing the best oval broadcasting of all of iRacing, and naturally iRacing.com for giving the credit prizes for P6 and P7, and naturally IGP Manager for the IGB Manager memberships that they provide to the prize pool. A big shout out to them.
And finally, what are your expectations for this second race then? Do you think we'll see more of what we saw in the first race?
Absolutely. If we could just make the lap 1 safe and I have no doubt that that's gonna just be even closer than it was. But let's just hope that everyone is able to keep their car on track, not collide with anyone. So
I reckon it's gonna be messy.
Enjoy. Shut up.
Do that every race.
Yeah, well
you just want to shout carnage in every race.
Yeah, it's like carnage! Oh my god, and they're off everywhere. No, hopefully it'll be a clean race. The last one was good as well. The last race was wicked, nice and clean. Just a couple of like door banging moments and stuff, but no real sort of pile-ups like there have been previously.
Yeah, certainly a lot of bumper humping, you could say, in that race. But as you said, it was quite close. And yeah, you talk about carnage, and another bit of random fact: Carnage is actually the name of the student nights out you get in towns and stuff. It's quite a big company in that. So yeah, Carnage in definitely more ways than one. So, bit another useless fact for you there on GlacierTV. If you're a student in the UK and you want decent nightlife, go to Carnage.
Dan Blake's useless fact of this race.
Got about a minute and a half though until we really will have something to talk about, which would be the second heat of the afternoon for the PolarGT.
I just measured the temperature in my room. It's 37 degrees. 37. I'm fat and overweight. I can't cope with the heat. Go away.
Yeah, very, very hot here in the UK.
It's loony
this
hot.
weekend.
It's hot in Finland as well.
Seems like most of Europe having a bit of a heat wave at the moment, which does explain a bit why we're a bit lacking in numbers. People might want to go outside, play football, drink beer, whatever, and don't really fancy.
I was going to say play football, don't it mean sit in a bucket garden with them?
Yeah.
Nice cool Desperado
Yeah,
or something
we
like
don't
that.
play foot. Finland is the worst, in the top 5 worst countries in the world in football. But I would say swimming, motorcycling, females. You know the routine.
Yeah, it's especially in your. I love Scandinavia. I've been to, lucky enough, been to Norway and Sweden. I haven't been to Finland, sadly, but beautiful part of the world.
If only sim racing was a Olympic sport, you might have a bit more luck.
Yeah, true story.
Indeed, Finland are the World Cup winners on iRacing, so they might not be very good at football, but they certainly know what they're doing on iRacing.
The Brits didn't do too bad in that, to be fair.
Yeah, UK and I made the final as well, alongside Brazil and Diach as well, so yeah, it seems like we've got all bases covered really in terms of iRacing. We're going to go through the grid now for what is going to be the second heat of this race, and here we go. On pole position, we've got Sven Gatzel. Alongside him on the front row is going to be Marcus Jurak. Row 2 is going to be Jarno Matikainen and Riku Vare. In 5th position is Howard Mitchendiler. Alongside him on the 3rd row is Casper Volker Jr. Alexia Loma starts 7th position. He'll be alongside Pioneer Neo. So those two had a bit of a coming together in the first heat. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with those two. Then you got Tobias Sherney and Yoni Hagner on row 5. Row 6 consists of Henry Vierok and Paul Wilbrink. In 13th place is his radical teammate Anthony Rosselli, who has Esteban Balau next to him. Championship leader Nobby Kiss, he'll start from the 15th position with Rocco Barone alongside him. Those two as well had got a bit close and personal in that first race. 17th is Glenn McGee. He was very, very unlucky. He could have maybe had the victory there, but that went to Dave Geelink, who starts 18th. And it's a big welcome for today for Petteri Kochevar. I missed the first race, but he's joining us for the second heat. And I think we're missing a driver who was in the first heat, because we had 19 for that and we have 19 for this, even with Petteri in there. So I think we've lost a driver in between the heats.
It may have been Rocco disconnected and then reconnected. Is Rocco there? Let's have a look.
Rocco's on the grid, missing.
No, he's not on the grid, mate. He's greyed out. He is not on this pace lap. He is in the pit lane.
So Rocco Barone, in fact, it will be starting from the back of the grid.
But we've still got. We've still got 19.
Yeah, we've still got 9. That's what I was wondering, because we have one retirement from that first race.
Glatzel, Jirak, Mark Kane, Riku, Helmich and Tyler Volker. Where is? Very strange. Very strange. Are you Harrison? Is missing apparently.
Yeah, that'll be the number 45. I think that is. Yeah, I think he has gone missing. In fact, he's not showing up on there. So
he's thought, sod it. I'm going to the pub. It's warm outside, and I need a bit. And as the Mustang pace car leads them around this, I mean, pace laps are alright and all that, but they do leave you a little bit of room to talk, but sometimes they're really boring. And there's some nice trees around Sebring, and like an electric plant and some other bits, fire truck they're going past, you know, some motorhomes in the middle. People, oh, Yoni's joining us for comedy. Woohoo! That means me and Dan won't bore you to tears, which is great.
Joined by Yoda.
Yoda is in the house, gentlemen. So, all seriousness.
Speaking of trees, VIR have lost their own tree, which is quite disappointing really, because as I said, the landmark of the track, but looking around the Sebring track, I don't think there's quite one that will replace it.
No, there's a lot of big motorhomes there. Rumour has it Will Vincent's going to go and stand there with his hair. It's a rumour I've heard, I don't know about. Yeah. Sebring used to be an airfield, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, just looking around this. iRacing do a great job of scanning all the tracks and the surroundings and stuff, and I just noticed some aircraft hangars. I thought Sebring was an old airbase as they're heading down the back straight. So the pace car's gonna pull in shortly, and we're gonna go racing.
Yeah, we're gonna go racing indeed. It's gonna be the 12th heat of the season on PolarGT.
I reckon Yoda should boogity it. I think we need a boogity. Perfect. It's all over to you, Yanni.
We'll let Yoda do the squad marshal at the start.
Yoda's not having it. Anyway, as they head into the last turn, our racing pace car will pull off into the pit lane, and we will shortly go racing. These boys will look to put the noisy pedal down as quickly as possible to get a good run into turn 1 as they cruise round, and we are about ready to go racing.
Yeah, they are. We're off now, and it's a good start from Sebring and Marcus Stewart. Further down the field, looks like we got some battling, and we could be 3 wide again going into turn 1.
You have a text message, and everyone seems to be through turn 1 cleanly, and it's a clean start. Oh my god! I need to buy a lottery ticket. Oh, McGee going around the outside. Ooh, just about saves it. And he was fighting over like last place, so this is going to be a great race as they all head down to the hairpin for the first time.
Yeah,
best,
very clean.
Best T2 start of the series. Congratulations, every one of you.
Give it a lap and a half, or maybe, I don't know, it could be quite soon.
As they all sort themselves out.
I think Slangatzel was running about mid-back before he had this little issue earlier.
Rocker Barone is trying to catch the rest of the field up after starting from the pit lane.
We've got a Matikainen train forming as well from the third backwards.
Doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me. Choo choo! Yeah, we told you that. And they're alright. They're.
Yeah, a battle between the Finns again. We saw they had quite a good battle in the first heat, and Joni Hagner won't take that line down, but in front of them as well, there's a good battle there between Casper Volker Jr. It's gone very wide into sunset. He's trying to get the and in front of him there's a massive battle as well. It'll be a battle for third place back, but as we can see at the moment, there's there's a car off there. We said that. Oh, Alexia Loma, one of the Glacier Racing cars is out as well. 3-car pilot there as they come up towards the straight. Well, that's going on. Jarno Matikainen is actually running away from the route behind him. He was 2 tenths in front when they crossed the line, but he's been out about a second now to Ricky Barry, but they're all going to start trying to catch up again. But as we said before, it's just like the first race, they're battling right from the start, and the car really going, that's Tapani Nenioto, I think he was one of the cars, yeah, it was Tapani Nenioto who was involved with that incident with Alexia Lema.
Oh, a little bit of contact. Oh, sorry about that. I managed to unplug my microphone and my headset so I couldn't hear anything. I wonder why it went quiet.
Yeah, that's contact! There is contact there. And Koch, very unfortunate, but Chavara has managed to keep going. but Tobias Cherney has lost a lot of time.
Oh no, Cotavara's off. He's something broke in his car and he's off into the wall.
Yeah, Nobby Kiss started the last lap in 12th position, so he's made up a lot of places there already.
Geelink and McGee not far behind either, so... and they're going to go sailing through because... contact! Oh, there goes Geelink! Oh! That's... What is going on? That's not going to do Geelink's championship any favours at all. Oof. Yeah, he's... There's Norby still battling away with the GlacierTV car. Oh, and he pushes him off. Ooh, that's a big accident. That's a big crash. Yoni Hagner, you are done in the wall.
Yeah, very, very big side impact there for Yoni Hagner. And this race, as we said before, it's just burst into life. With about 4 or 5 minutes into it, we got through the first lap okay, and after that it's just seemed, as Rob would say, it's carnage. Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Grenades going off on the cars, isn't it? It's crazy.
Got a couple of cars in the pits as well. One of those cars is Harold Mischenthaler, so he's currently in pits trying to get Bernie Hagner coming down to the pits as well. So if these cars can get repaired, of course, with there being a minimised grid, there still could be chance, even if they're a few laps down, they could get some decent points out today.
Exactly, it's worth fixing going back out.
Too much damage. We've got to fix it.
What actually happened? Oh no, there was contact. If there was contact with Roselli halfway down the straight, put him on the grass. Basically, that's what happened.
But while all this has been going on, up front, Sven Gatso and Marcus Durack have got a 7.8 second lead back to the rest of the cars fighting. I've got Casper Volker Jr. third, Glenn McGee is fourth, and into fifth position there is Norby Kiss. So Norby Kiss have already fought himself back up into the top 5.
Geelink has disconnected.
That is not good.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. So we didn't get any contact on the first lap. They all decided to save it for 5 laps into the race instead.
Look at this. Baroni is now under pressure from Paul Ilbrich, it is, as he was trying to get past Esteban Balo in front of him, and now actually it looks to me like Paul Ilbrich got the P8, but Baroni's not done yet. He's coming to the outside into turn 3 here. Wow, dude, outside into turn 3. He's able to make it stick. He's going to have to make it stick all the way through turn 5. Nope.
Ilbrich defends like a lion.
Pass, which actually didn't have an incident.
But now Ilbrink's under pressure from the car of Rocco Barone. Rocco Barone on the outside going into turn 7, but Ilbrink covers it off well on the inside, leaves Rocco Barone with little chance to get through there. But now Barone on the grass tries to get back up Paul Ilbrink there, but I don't think he's quite been able to make it stick on that attempt. But I think Rocco Barone's certainly getting a bit impatient behind the Radicals car.
Glenn McGee's flying. How did he get up to 4th? Why didn't I see that? He started at the back. He was like last.
Oh, it was almost a contact with Barone and Ilbrink there.
Very, very
When did-
nearly. Glenn
Honestly,
McGee's just.
Yeah,
I think
well,
he's
when did that happen? He snuck up to 4th like a ninja. I didn't even see him get to 4th.
I think most of all the stuff that's been happening in front of him, he's just been able to keep out the trouble. And he's found himself there, as you said, in 4th position, and now he's got the championship leader, Norby Kiss, behind him. So, this, as it looks at the moment, Glenn McGee is going to have a really good haul of points from Sebring, as he's done well in the first race, now he's in 4th position at the moment for this second heat as well. So, Glenn McGee certainly having a very good heat. But up front, Sven Gatzel and Marcus Jurek are really close now, and Jurek maybe will try and have a look into turn 1, but he thinks better of it, sticks behind the number 10 car. Obviously, they've known what's been happening throughout the race and throughout the earlier race, a bit of patience. I think Glatzel and Jurek will take position 1 and position 2 at the moment.
Yeah, you'd always take a podium.
Barone has a good run now. Barone has excellent run now into turn 1.
He's on the
Ilbrink
inside there.
Very wide line.
Yeah, very, very wide line
Carry
there.
the speed,
Behind
though.
them, Tapani Leniotto is going to try and make an overtaking move as
Too
well.
wide.
They're going
Into
to
turn 3.
wide.
Oh!
Almost contact.
Almost contact there. Barone certainly stuck his elbows out there, but no harm done, and he's moved up a position. Alexia Loma is, despite his earlier incident, he's still running in 12th position, so Alexia Loma still on the track, and also we've got Joni Hagner who's been in the pits, he's lapped down, but he's going to gain at least 2 positions because his teammate Jarno Matikainen and Dave Geeling get out of this race. So Joni Hagner has got a chance to gain 2 positions. He's done some repairs done to his car, but he's still going. And also, is there any other cars?
Contact Roselli and that must have been Esteban Barlow. Roselli blinked, so he had a little bit of a connection issue or something and blinked right out in front of Esteban Barlow, which can happen, sadly, but that's damaged both cars.
That's really disappointing, because both of those cars are running in the 6th and 7th position, so you're having good runs. And as we said before about hardware issues, it just shows a slight little issue like that, and it can cause a problem for you. But unfortunately, it looks like Esteban Barlow may have suffered a bit more than Anthony Roselli there, because Roselli's gone past Barlow again. But it'll be interesting to see just how much damage has been done there.
And Glatzel is still holding back Marcus Jurek.
Yeah, Sven Gatzel, the number 10 car, currently leads this from Marcus Jurek. And Jurek, I think Jurek hasn't really, he's not been very aggressive as such, he's been quite passive. He's happy at the moment to stay behind the car, Sven Gatzel, because they've got an 8-second gap back to Casper Volker Jr. in 3rd place. So really for those two, if they run the way they are at the moment, 1st and 2nd, and just stabilise that gap, then later on in the race they can sort out the issue. But it seems like they're both running at relatively the same speed at the moment anyway.
Yeah. At the moment, it looks like Norby Kiss is going to have a jackpot from this weekend.
Yeah, it does. It looks really good for his championship, as he's right on Glenn McGee's back door right now. So he's on the back of the Hulk car. He's going to look to the inside of the hairpin, surely. He dives down to the inside. Oh, McGee goes, no,
McGee is not going to let him
thank you.
through.
Yeah,
Shuts the door firmly.
Yeah, my hat's off to Glenn McGee for not only holding back Norby Kiss here, but the valiant effort he did to actually win the Heat 1 there. I mean, he already more than doubled his championship points from that top 2 position. He didn't have to fight Dave Geeling there, but he just wanted to race, and he gave Geeling run for his money.
Well, and if you remember back to the last event at Brands, he ran out of fuel and threw away a very good finish there, and he was devastated, bless him. And but he's more than made up for this weekend because he's having a fantastic round.
What team does he drive for, incidentally, or is he a privateer driver?
I have no idea, but
Glenn
he
McGee
is quick.
Glenn McGee is Satellite Racing, I think it was. Yeah, Satellite Racing.
Interesting. Not heard of satellite racing before, but certainly having a good showing. And Jarno Matikainen is said his front end was like a trampoline this race. So I don't think he was quite happy with the way that car was for him in the second heat. But
Oh,
unfortunately,
lots of spins from the lead. Own mistake, personal mistake. Too wide. He goes takes a too wide line into the turn 1 entry, clips over the cones, and there's the rumble strip, piece of a rumble strip over there that sends your car sideways, and that's looks like. Actually, he is able to maintain P2 there, but that he goes like an easy win for Marcus
takes
too wide now.
Yeah, we said before about them. Obviously, despite the fact they're way up front, they were pushing it to the boundaries there, and Glatzel's found the limit, and to his cost, is probably throwing away his chances here of the victory, because the car of Marcus Durack now is quite a bit in front of him. He's probably got about 3 or 4 second gap now over Sven Glatzel, and Casper Volker Jr. can now see Glatzel in front of him, so Casper Volker Jr. might have a bit of a spur on himself now. He's been saving his tyres.
McGee and Kiss are catching all of them right now. They are flying. And McGee, we know how good Norby is. He's leading the championship. McGee's no slouch because he's put car lengths between him and Norby again.
Very, very violent fight. As Joni said before, he did very well in that first heat race with his battle with Paul Wilbrink. And Glenn McGee certainly shown himself to be one of the stars of at least this weekend of PolarGT.
Fought with Dave Geeling, not Wilbrink.
Dan, are you sure you haven't been down the pub?
I haven't been down the pub, no. I'm just very, very good. It's very hot, very muggy, and just get a bit confused at times. But yeah, it was good from as I said before, when he was fighting earlier with Dave Geeling. But yeah, Glenn McGee certainly, his stock is certainly rising. You got to say after this weekend showing.
Definitely.
It's pretty obvious he's running a far lower rear wing setting than Dave Geeling and Norby Kiss, because they got a good runs on the backstretch, but they just cannot get the draft. I mean, they got the draft, but just cannot build the top speed more than McGee is doing all by himself at the front.
Yeah, but it seems obviously it suits McGee's driving style, because I've seen him get sideways a couple of times, but he doesn't look ragged, you know.
And Ballo takes a position from Roselli. Go on.
When a lot of people, you know, run the lower wing settings, you know, the car's moving around a lot underneath them and they're having issues. As Norby Kiss looks to the inside, doesn't quite get it done.
There's a big battle going on. It's coming to turn 1 here between Esteban Ballo, Anthony Rosselli and Ricky Vare. And Ricky Vare... Esteban Ballo, as you said before, he says there, he's lost 2 positions because he's hit the bump coming out of turn 1. And that's all the invitation that Rosselli and Vare needed. So Rosselli moves himself up.
Just got P4.
Norby Kiss has finally found his way past Glenn McGee as well on the exit of the hairpin. So it's all going on here at Sebring. It was quiet for a couple of minutes, but now we're back with the frantic PolarGT excitement. Norby Kiss up into full position. Now, how long has he got left? He's probably got about 20 minutes. Oh, a bit of slide out. The back end slid out there. Right, so... he's got Glenn McGee, more pressure.
McGee won't let it slide at all. We saw how quick he was in Heat 1, so...
yeah, McGee is going to fly right past him on the backstretch.
Yeah, if he gets anywhere, it's like McGee's car's got DRS. it's crazy.
Yeah,
he needs a good run.
Slow either.
Yeah, he needs to get a good run. And McGee needs to set him up early to get a good run out of this corner.
No, it's too far back. 0.8
No, yeah, way too far back.
Dropped a lot. It's dropped quite a bit there, in fact, on Norby Kiss as Glenn McGee. So he won't be able to go back time. But look at further back, we'll see what's happening here with that battle. And Anthony Rosselli starting to pull out a bit there from Ricky Vare and Esteban Ballo. But it's Alexi Loma still going in 12th position despite his earlier incident. He's keeping going. He's the last of the cars on the current lead lap. He's 38 seconds behind Marcus Durack. We said before about Joni Hagner, and he has gained 2 positions just as a result of getting his car repaired and staying out there. He's gone past Jarno Matikainen and Tobias Turney, so that's a 13th place at the moment for Joni Hagner. He's currently running 2 laps down, but more importantly, he's actually still running in this race.
Yeah, thanks to that, he's made up 3 positions.
Yeah, and Norby Kiss, we said before about him pulling away from Glenn McGee, and then Glenn McGee wants to come onto the straight again. Glenn McGee seems to have seems to inch ever closer to Nobby Kiss, but as they now and go into the more twistier technical sections of the track, we see Kiss pull away, but Glenn McGee's certainly not letting Nobby Kiss have it easy at the moment.
No, he showed he likes to fight. He fought with Dave Gillian really hard in the first leg, and he'd do the same. But he could do with sitting behind Norby actually, because we know Norby can close gaps ridiculously quickly when he's not being fought. So if he just sat there, you've got at least 9 laps left. Because what did we do? 16 or 17 laps in the first race.
I think it was 16.
So yeah, the extra 5 minutes is another couple minimum, isn't it? So 18, 19 laps.
3 extra laps.
Okay, so 9 laps in. Wow, I was right for a change. If he sat and they worked together, they would quite easily catch the drivers in front in 9 laps. I'm pretty sure of that.
They're 12.5, they were at the start of the lap, off of the lead of Marcus Gerard, but they're only 6 seconds behind Casper Volker Jr., and he's not far behind Sven Gatzel as well. So if they work together, there is a chance that one of them could at least get a podium out of this, but it looks like Glenn McGee he's certainly keeping up with Nobby Kiss. He's dropped back a bit there though, a bit wide coming out of the final turn at Sunset, so Nobby Kiss has a bit of time. Interesting to see if he's closed up at all on that lap. Is now, yes, he's got 3/10 on the race leader, so Nobby Kiss is ever so slightly catching up. I don't think he's quite doing it quite quick enough though.
Who knows? Who knows with Norby? I didn't think he was going to catch Rocco in the first heat, and he did in like 2 laps.
But even though Glenn McGee dropped back slightly from Norby Kiss overall, but last lap was a half a second, 4/10 faster than Norby Kiss did.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yes, that's really is. I wouldn't have thought that, but yeah, but Glenn McGee quicker than Nobby Kiss at the moment. But also, Sven Gatzel's taken at least half a second off Marcus Jurek on that last lap as well. It's a full second even. So Sven Gatzel, he made that mistake, and now he's going to try and make amends for it. As we said before, he's got 8 laps now to try and get Marcus Jurek. So I think the battle for the lead might not quite be over, because I think Gatzel, he's also dragging Casper Volker Jr. along with him ever so slowly as well, because Volker Jr. at one stage was 8 seconds behind, now he's got it down to 5.7, so it all could close up again quite nicely towards the end of the race.
Yeah, that's going to see how these next 8 laps play out. Should be interesting.
See what's going on further down the field. We've got a nice battle here for 10th place with Vicky Vare and Esteban Ballo. That's for the final place in the top 10. At the moment, it is the number 4 who has it, but the car of Esteban Ballo right behind, right on the boot lid of that number 4 car, and he'll be looking to try and get that top 10 position as well. And these are the last of the cars, which are, well, they're not last of the lead lap, so Alexia Loma, who's in 12th position, but these are the last
12
cars.
12 cars on the lead lap is pretty
12
rubbish.
on the lead lap. We got Vare and Esteban Ballo fighting for 10th position. That even though they're the couple of the last cars on this lead lap. Oh, that's Ballo bits onto the grass. They're lucky to keep it out of the wall as they went down the Ullman Straight, but Esteban Ballo keeps it out. I think he just caught the grass there, lost a bit of time, but that's his chances of Ricky Vare gone for a little bit, because now he's got to catch him up again. He's lost about 1.5 seconds at least there. So Esteban Ballo will be having to try and gain that soon. But yeah, the races at the moment is pretty static at the moment. We've got Jurek 3.3 seconds ahead of Glatzel. We've got Casper Volker Jr. in 3rd. Nobby Kiss is 4th for Glenn McGee in 5th position. And Nobby Kiss, I think, is starting to pull out a bit now for Glenn McGee, ever so slightly.
Yeah, he's pulled a little gap. But, you know, Glenn's drove brilliantly anyway, so he quite happily sit there and take the points, I think. I think this has been his best weekend on PolarGT ever. So, as Yoni said earlier, he doubled his championship points in one race. So suddenly found some, gone to the supermarket, and instead of picking up a bag of groceries, he's picked up a bag of talent.
Speaking of cars coming back, we said before about Tobias Cherney. He's actually come back on the track now, and he's overtaken Jarno Matikainen. So Tobias Cherney is now 6 laps down, but running in 14th position. He took a place back. So Jarno's lost lost some more points there, because the car
Points
Tobias Cherney,
mean prizes.
Yeah, they do indeed, and Tobias Journey went up another position there. So it just shows that even though it's like one position, that the number 28 car has decided to go and just get that extra position. You never know how important those points can be at the end of the season.
Yeah, that's crazy. Norby Kiss, has he caught him up again? Is he catching Volker
Yeah, he
Jr.?
is. 0.4 of a
Yeah,
second a lap, but he's running out of laps. He's still
6 laps
6.4
to
seconds.
go.
Yeah, 6.4 seconds. He needs to get close to like a 1 second a lap. I
Would
don't
he
think
get
that's doable?
what Volker Jr.? You don't think he can get a podium? No, he's a bit far away. I think 6 laps to get third.
The gaps between the top 3 has equalized quite a well. Girac, Glatzel, Voluka Jr. all 3 lapping pretty much identical within 0.2 of a lap. 0.2 a lap. So naturally, all it takes is one big mistake, and it all can go sideways.
Exactly, sideways is not the quickest way to go forwards.
Yeah, well, after Sven Glatzel found out to his cost what one mistake can do, he was leading, now dropped down to 2nd place, and he's really struggling to catch up to Marcus Girac, because as they have been all race, been running at a very similar pace. Glatzel made the mistake in turn 1, Girac got past, and now Glatzel, from leading the race, he'd probably be happy enough with 2nd place, but he'd be disappointed that he could have had the win, and I think he'll feel it was definitely a win lost.
Well, yeah, so if you make a mistake like that, you're bound to feel that. That's no doubt. He spun it and he lost position, but that's racing. It's a trait of racing. You make a mistake and could hurt, could be worse, or you can carry on.
I think Casper Volker Jr. might be trying to take that 2nd position off him, because he seems to be closing up a little bit. He was on the last lap. He was 2.4 seconds behind. Be interesting just to see though if he can do anything about that number 10 car and give us something in the last section of the race, a bit of a battle for the podium position. But it's going to be, as Jenny said, they're all lapping quite close together, so it will probably take a mistake or something for them to catch up that distance between them. But
we have actually no battles on the track, really.
Actually, after the last update on the lap times, Marcus Girac 201.436, Ben Glatzel 201.0, along with Sabo Voluka Jr. also 0.0. So P2 and P3 caught leader by 0.4 of a second last lap around, and Norbekis beats Glatzel's pace by 0.3 of a lap. But like I said, Norbekis is going to run out of time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
definitely.
That's a very battered.
But Glatzel actually has the potential to regain the fight for the lead. It's not necessarily over yet. Hagner goes wide there.
Yeah, Yanni Hagner, 13th position, currently running 2 laps down. He suffered damage before, but yeah, as you said before, the battle for the lead. It seems that Girac, he was quicker. He's lost 0.4, I would say, on that last lap, and the gap's down to 2.7 seconds. So, be interesting to see these next couple of laps if Girac can get the pace back, or if Glatzel's quicker. Because if Glatzel can gain up, and he's obviously we're on lap 14 now, probably got about 5 laps to go. Could have a grandstand finish, but it all depends, obviously, on if Girac can keep his cool. I think Girac is, as we said before, it's a mistake, basically. A mistake away from losing the time at the moment, because he's got a 3-second lead near enough at the moment, so he's pretty steady, but a mistake could change all of that very quickly.
Yeah, it could. One little mistake, we've seen it happen. Speaking of mistakes,
we got a battle for a position here. Lexi Loma is hounding Riku Warrior for P11.